don't judge the book by its cover. Usually we listen to that. Usually we hear about this statement or saying every day. My brothers and sisters, in today's gospel is one of the shortest and most powerful lessons that we just hear and Jesus gives us, which is the true meaning of prayer and righteousness. It is the parable of Pharisee and the tax collector. So the two men go up to the temple and pray. The Pharisee stands proudly, listing his religious achievements. He said, I fast twice a week. I pay tithes on my whole income. However, this prayer is not a conversation with God, but we can see that it is a boast. And he even said, he teared down the other man, saying, I thank you that I'm not like the rest of humanity, or even like this tax collector. So we can see that he is so boastful with his spiritual achievements have made him arrogant and judgmental. And the other person is the tax collector. He is a sinner, despised by society. And he doesn't even approach the altar to pray. He stands far off. And he didn't even lift up his eyes. And also simply beats his breast and prays the shoulders. He said, "Oh God, be merciful to me, a sinner." In these two men, we are invited to reflect. Which man went home justified? So we hear in the gospel, Jesus tells us clearly, the tax collector. This is sometimes is very simple, yet profoundly, but challenging itself for us. Dear brothers and sisters, God doesn't listen to our resumes, but He listens to our hearts. We can do all things right. We can do many things. We do a lot of charitable actions, but if we do so well with thinking that I am better than that person, I think our good deeds become tainted by our pride. We become the Pharisee, and our prayer closes the door to God's grace. The tax collector prayers, we can see that he said, "Oh God, be merciful to me because I'm a sinner." It is a humility. He is a humble person. It acknowledges his needs for God and surrenders everything to God's love. As we listen to our first reading from Sirach, that sincere, humble prayer pierced the cloud and opened the floodgates of grace. That sometimes our prayer, if it comes really from our hearts, it pierces the cloud. And we believe that God listens to our prayer. But the prayer of the proud bounces away, even that touches the ceiling. And the second reading we hear that St. Paul shows the same humble confidence as he faces death. He is not arrogant, but he says, "I have competed well. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith." But he knows that his reward is coming not from himself, but from God. Not from his own strength, but because the Lord, the just judge, will award him the crown. His confidence is rooted in God's justice and mercy and not in his own exaltation or in his own glorification. Dear brothers and sisters, today let us stop comparing our virtues to others' vices. Let us just simply stand before God and recognizing our brokenness and repeating the prayer that made us a sinner justified. Oh God, be merciful to me, a sinner. Because true piety isn't about comparing ourselves and other people or keeping a spiritual scorecard that I have done this, I have done that, I have done a lot of things, but about recognizing our needs for God's mercy. Like the two men who have come into this temple, we have come into this church to pray. Like the tax collector, we also are invited to recognize that we are not complete. We know that we need to move over and leave room for God to continue shaping and molding us. We can ask ourselves, what is in our hearts right now? What is in my heart right now? Where do we need to make necessary changes in my life? Or what are desires that I have? And what are my limitations that I have? And we admit today that we are working in progress. It is a daily process. We admit our need for change, and so we take prayerful positions before God. Unlike the Pharisee, we don't have to compare ourselves to others. We just have to be ourselves, just the way you are, and be as honest with God as He was, He is, and always. He sees the empty space that needing filling and the sins that need mercy. Who knows what will God be doing in us at this Eucharistic celebration today? And who knows what changes probably might come about when we put ourselves in God's hands today. So we may find ourselves withholding criticism, giving one another the benefit of the doubt, letting judgment pass into God's grace and God's hands, and let us just forgetting the past mistakes and offenses of others, and be willing to be surprised by another's growth in goodness. In short, we may find ourselves letting go of our fixed notions and positions and giving another person space and time to grow as one family and one community. If God changes us in prayer today, we just might find ourselves enabling others as well to change. Dear brothers and sisters, as Jesus says, whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and whoever humbles himself will be exalted. May God always bless us, now and forever.